New details are coming to light about what's inside of that highly anticipated memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Iran, including what Iran can and cannot do in their nuclear program. Now, one of the points says until a final deal is completed, Iran will maintain the current status quo of its nuclear program. In another, the deal says Iran shall not procure or develop nuclear weapons. Jon Alterman is a global security expert for the Center for Strategic and International Studies, and he joins us now. Jon, great to be with you. You've had the chance to look at this 14-point agreement. What were your first impressions, and do you think the United States is actually getting anything out of it that we didn't already have before the war began?
Look, well, I'm not sure we're getting much out that we didn't have before the war began. It opens the Strait of Hormuz, which we were very interested in getting done for reasons of gas prices and other things that a lot of Americans care about. But there's a lot of language about what we're undertaking to do. Um, I don't know whether we undertaking to do something means we're actually going to do it. The Iranians undertaking to do it means they're going to do it. There are some things we undertake to do that the president doesn't have the ability to do. We can't, when Congress imposed sanctions, that's a law. The president can't lift it. He can waive it temporarily. We can't get the Security Council to lift sanctions the UN Security Council has imposed. So in some ways, we're promising to do things that we may not have the ability to do. The Iranians are promising to do things they may not have any intention of doing, but they promise to try.
Now, I want to get to kind of the details of this memorandum. In that first paragraph, it clearly states that all military operations must stop, including in Lebanon. Now, Israel has said it won't back down when it comes to attacking Hezbollah, which is an Iran proxy group in Lebanon. Could this be the issue, though, that ultimately prevents any kind of permanent peace deal moving forward, Jon?
Liz, I think the whole issue of what Israel will do because the United States asks it to do, what Israel feels it needs to do to its self-defense is one of many, many, many issues that could foul this up. I think in the immediate case, the question is, what do you even mean by hostilities? Does it include the Israeli occupation of parts of southern Lebanon, which they say is necessary and defensive? It's not about attacking anybody. There's so much here that is going to be fought over for the next several weeks because it was meant to open the strait and to create a process.
Now, even if after the end of all this, a permanent peace deal is signed after these negotiations, because that's really what this memorandum of understanding is. It's a promise to talk about these different negotiating points to eventually achieve a permanent peace deal. But who's to say that Iran will abide by that deal? They've shown time and time again that they can say one thing and do another. What would stop them from doing that again?
I don't think there's anything that's going to stop them from doing it again. That's what the Iranians do. The Iranians are not interested in good behavior. The Iranians don't believe they get things for doing things. The Iranians think they get things for being tenacious, for fighting over points. And I think what we're going to see is that we have an agreement that sketches out what we're going to try to do with each other, and the Iranians will fight tooth and nail over the meaning of every single word in the agreement. That's what they've done before. That's exactly what I expect them to do now.
If you were advising the president and his administration through these negotiations, what would you say?
The most important thing in my mind is not trying to build trust with the Iranians. It's trying to build trust with everybody else, trying to build trust with the people who will either make the rewards large enough to change Iranian behavior or the punishments large enough to change Iranian behavior. I don't think we should be hoping that we're going to win over the Iranians. I think what we need to hope is that the consequences of Iranian behavior matter and are clear to the Iranians. That's not about working with the Iranians, about working with everybody else, people who we've often left outside the door through these negotiations.
So should Israel be part of these negotiations as well?
I'm not sure they have to be part of the negotiations, but they have to feel that they have a role in this process. But as I say, the Gulf states have to be on board. Europe has to be on board. China, to an extent, has to be on board. And of course, for the JCPOA, the 2015 nuclear agreement, China and Russia were on board in an important way. I think that precedent of having other countries supporting what we're trying to do is absolutely vital.
Jon Alterman, always great to talk to you. Thanks so much.
Good to see you again, Liz. Thank you.